The Republicans are snakes.
Seeing right here in front of you is the eastern diamondback rattlesnake. It is the largest and most venomous reptile that there is in the United States. It's prevalent to Florida, Georgia, Alabama, Mississippi.
In the South, there weren't many Republicans. If they were there, they were hidden and they were isolated. Now, of course, everywhere you look, like fleas on a hound dog or something. They're everywhere and they're jumping up.
One of the most frequently asked questions is, have I ever been bit?
But when they jump up off of the dog, it's what they jump up with. It's always one of taking a moral position and a high moral position based on Christian ethics that really, when you look at it, don't exactly match the Christianity that many of us grew up with.
If you do get bit, the best thing to do is to stay clear.
There's no way Republicans can win an election for dog catcher if some Democrats are not supporting them.
Republicans have a hard time with a swamp because it's just not as comfortable as they're used to. They're used to a country club, and a country club's antithetical to a swamp.
But the Democratic Party is so diverse and so spread out with so many different issues that Republicans are allowed to use these issues to balkanize them.
Because, of course, in a country club, you know, what you got is a golf course, and a golf course is the anti-swamp because it's all this filled dirt and all this fancy grass and all these chemicals and stuff. And in the swamp, well, it just does what it does.
Republicans are bad because they take all the money.
Now, they like to pretend that they're country. And they like to pretend that they're backwoods and all that kind of stuff. So they buy a lot of work shirts. You'll notice that they love the work shirts. And they all have the crease down the side because they just came out of the package from LL Bean.
Then Republicans take the money and spend it on things that they don't really need.
It's sticking there, see? I couldn't get him to do that on Kerry. This guy's got to go. This guy has to go.
If y'all have ever seen Jeb Bush campaigning in West Florida or trying to campaign in Wakulla or Franklin counties, you know, the guy puts on this outfit that he thinks that country people or working people might wear. But man, if you dumped him in the middle of, I don't know, Morrison's hammock or something, he'd be dead in 5 minutes because the snakes would just be going, cool, you know, khakis, we love them.
He had never been in Florida in his life until he came here and moved and ran for governor, bought his way in. And I think from the beginning, planned the election, they knew it would be a state they needed, and the rest is history. I won't even go into that.
But if you would get bit, you have a 33% chance that bite is what we call a dry bite. He realizes that you're too big for him to eat. He doesn't want to waste his venom because his venom is part of his digestive system.
Democrats iron their own underwear.
The Republicans are nasty.
They're like a rattlesnake with modern technology that takes a gas mask with them down in the hole.
No one knows what kind of reaction that you're going to have if you get bit by a rattlesnake.
Normally, you can smoke one out. You put the smoke down in there, he'll come crawling out, and you can catch him. These snakes, these Republican snakes, it doesn't make a damn whether you try and smoke them out or not.
The striking distance of a rattlesnake is about half to 2/3 of his body. So if you do see one, just walk away, leave him lay, go on about your business.
The thing about snakes and, you know, one's antipathy to snakes is that, you know, they got those cold eyes, the way Republican campaign managers and Republican senators and Republican spin doctors and indeed Republican vice presidents tend to have this look in their eye, which is just this kind of, you know, I'm the snake, I'm in charge, you're not, I can kill you. In fact, I probably will kill you.
When I put everything into this hatchet, by God, this thing, sometimes an inanimate object can have power beyond the regular stuff.
When they bite you, it's not, you know, a sort of a quick death or a quick anything. It's this thing that lasts over, you know, years and years of diminished social programs.
We never dreamed that it would go not just to a Republican, but to a corporate machine network out of Texas.
You look at them and you think to yourself, good God, it's the whole Republican Party back to the reptilian brain.
A rattlesnake will inject less venom in a rat than he would if he was going to eat a rabbit.
Oh, Man.
One day they're going to get their comeuppance in the form of, that swamp that rises up, sucks them down to the middle of Tate's hell and never lets them go.
The Republicans are snakes.
I've seen the snakes bite dogs, and I've treated dogs. It is a terrible, terrible pain and a terrible problem.
They're like snakes that can't be run out of their hole.
Thanks to the people that's in information here and teaching you how to handle them and how to be careful of it, I'm sure it's kept down on some of the problems.
It's really for the children and what we want down the line.
Republicans are way on the right.
Now, your Republican is a cold and uncaring creature.
That's a monster right there.
Because your Republican is mostly interested in himself.
When I think of them as cold and uncaring, the problem that bothers me is that it's under the guise of a Christian movement. In fact, the matter is I came up Christian, and part of keeping the natural world is very much a Christian belief.
They're all about, what can I get for me? What Hummer can I buy for me?
You've got Cheney, who just, my God, when you look back on his history and see how the tentacles of him reach way back in from the beginning.
What steak can I get that's really big for me?
Because we saw Democrats as being one of the people who first were for the fabric of America, rather than on the high end of it.
It's never, what can I do for other people? How can I help people who aren't as lucky as I am?
I thought the worst thing was when Duba got on the airplane and they suited his ass up like he was gonna fly the plane. Shit. I thought, my God, what a bunch of pretense. I'm not for violence or anything, but metaphorically, we got to lop some ears off and lop off some of these fingers. Why we all voted for the war? We were given bad information deliberately distorted to make it seem like we were going to be nuclear bombed within the next 45 minutes unless we went in and got Iraq. Hey, we know now that was completely mal-based, that was wrong. If it's been going this bad, this long, change it now before it gets any worse.